Man, when I started practicing semen retention, I struggled to get to sleep at night. I would be tossing and turning and just putting my hands everywhere so I wouldn't wank it, because I used to use jerking off just to fall asleep, get a little of that prolactin after you ejaculate and be like, I'm going to bed. So insomnia or lack of sleep when practicing semen retention is quite normal. And actually recently, one of the members of my NoFap semen retention group, by the way, our group is blowing up. I think we're at 5,600 members right now. This is a Facebook group. And if you want to get into that group, by the way, just leave a message in the comments below and I'll send you the link. We do all kinds of videos and cool stuff in there for you. But basically, that question was brought up, and I thought, hey, you know what? That's a great question. It's something that I know a lot of semen retention practitioners deal with, especially at the beginning days. Why don't I give some tips around there? So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that you can do so that you can sleep like a baby while practicing semen retention and NoFap. Let's get to work. Hi, my name is Nicola Dawes, and I help men master their S3X energy both in and outside the bedroom so you can become a powerhouse man. You can unleash your potential, and the world needs you to step up right now. Masculinity is struggling, and one of the main reasons they're struggling is because guys are just wanking it all the time, and they're doing it in secret, and they're, floating on Instagram girls, or they're looking at all these girls in their mind who they think that they're going to bang, but they don't even know exist. It's an actually sad state of affairs. Make sure that you do not fall into that trap. And if you have fallen into that trap like I did, and statistically most men have, then it's time you get out of that trap. How do you deal with the insomnia? Number 1 is recognize it as part of the process and accept it. I'm going to use an analogy like going to the gym. When you first start going to the gym, it's painful. You're going to be tired. You're going to get hungry. You're going to be uncomfortable. Why? Because your body's adjusting. Now, if your threshold for uncomfortability and pain is little bit and you don't accept it, then you're going to do what most people do, which is after a few weeks or a month, they're going to give into the uncomfortability and go back to the old ways, even though the old ways was causing them harm and distress. So similarly, you must accept that there will be uncomfortability on this journey as your body readjusts itself, as your hormones heal, and as you begin to control yourself, and as you begin to experience more energy within your body. So it's not forever. A lot of the insomnia, a lot of the sleepless nights, it's right at the beginning. I used to be up at night like sweating, literally sweating, like so hot. Because I already run hot. I'm already fire element mainly, depending what elemental makeup you are. It's different for everybody, but I'm already hot. Yes, good looking too. Thank you very much. No, but I'm already hot, and it's because of that, then I practice semen retention, right? And S3X energy is fire element. It's like putting logs on the fire. I was literally used to be sweating up, dreaming, and the S3X dreams and thoughts. Even to this day, I have a lot of S3X dreams because I'm a horny dude. And because of that, and because I have a lot of fire, I recognized, holy smokes, this is not going to work for me. It almost got me, I self-sabotaged a bunch of times where I would just go and wank it off just so I can get to sleep. And sometimes, at the beginning days, when you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you haven't slept all night and you're like, I got to be up in a couple of hours to get to work, it can get tough. But again, you must accept it as part of the journey, just like working out. It's always tougher in the beginning days, but as you get stronger, as your body gets used to it, it will move on. Part of that is you will learn to operate with less sleep. Meaning, as you really get good at the practice, and when I say get good at the practice, I'm going to talk about alchemy in a little bit, but when you actually know how to use that energy, you'll recognize that you can just operate with less sleep and you'll fall in love with it. Like this morning, I was up at 6 a.m. I got my workout in, I got my alchemy practice in, I got all my emails answered. I'm shooting a bunch of videos today all day long. Then I've got a couple new student calls, connecting with guys who have booked time with me to check out the programs. Then I'm going up to my parents, going to spend, have dinner with them, with myself and my wife and my parents, and then do it all again tomorrow. And I operate at that level pretty consistently. So yeah, there are some days that I'm more tired and I do like to unplug on Sundays, but I have so much energy that I can pursue big goals and dreams. If you don't have a lot of energy, you can't pursue big goals and dreams. You just can't. Why? You don't have the energy to do it. It's like a battery. If you don't have the fuel or the battery to actually go the distance, you ain't going nowhere. So you're going to learn to operate with time on less sleep, and you're going to have more energy, which is going to allow you for more life to be lived. I remember one of my buddies said to me, hey man, people are sleeping 8, 9, 10 hours a day. If you get 100 years on this planet and you're sleeping 8 hours a day, you're sleeping 33 years of your life. So you have now 66 years of life to be lived instead of the 99 if you get 99 years. The chances of you getting 99 years are not very high in this world right now. But if you practice semen retention, you can expand that. I've done videos about it, so check out and make sure you subscribe to the channel because we could talk about longevity. All right, so number one is accept it's part of the journey. That way you're not fighting yourself and you're like, oh, why is this happening? Oh, this shouldn't be happening. I can't do this. No, acceptance is going, that's part of the journey. I'm going to have some sleepless nights. I'm going to be uncomfortable, but that's okay. It's going to pass. Number two, it's trained behavior. Many men, as I've already mentioned, use wanking to get to sleep or to get rid of that S3X tension that they feel. I remember I used to, before taking on this lifestyle and practice, just before getting to work, I would just wank it off. Like, before getting on my computer, just so I can get my focus back. If not, that drive would get me to watch, some adult content, or, I would be so distracted. I couldn't get my mind into my work because I was in my head, going down fantasy land and pursuing S3X. Don't wank it off. Don't deplete yourself of that energy, because the problem when you do that is you're training yourself to deplete your energy anytime it raises, and you're teaching yourself to self-pleasure rather than pursue actual S3X experiences or pursue your relationship, your wife, and get it for real. So it's a trained behavior, and the reason that when you ejaculate, you feel like you can go to sleep is because prolactin is released into your system. Prolactin is essentially a reward for reproducing, or at least having the opportunity to reproduce. The problem when you're wanking it is you haven't actually reproduced and you haven't gotten real S3X. So what you're doing is you're essentially training yourself that I have a certain amount of energy in my body, now I'm going to deplete it. And because you're depleting your energy, again, you don't have the energy to pursue the higher aspects or higher goals of life. So understand it's a trained behavior, which means we have to retrain you. And that's what alchemy does. I've got an entire training system that you can learn within 6 weeks using breath, meditation, muscle control to retrain your system, retrain your energy to literally flow differently in your body so it flows upwards instead of outwards, and energize you and vitalize you, giving you more presence, more charisma, more health, more creative ideas, and stimulating your growth. So retrain your body. And if you're serious about retraining yourself, you're going to book a call with me. My link is in the schedule below. Number 3 is avoid heavy foods and stop eating at least 2 hours before you go to bed. When you've got food in your stomach, first of all, you're going to notice you have more restless sleep, and therefore it's harder to get up in the morning. It's also harder to fall asleep. Empty your stomach. If you go to bed at 10 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, cutoff time. No more food, no more drinking, not a snack, no water, nothing. It's okay. You won't die. You know, a little hunger won't kill you. Be okay with it. That hunger is going to be used to drive. And again, your body will get used to it. But what happens is if you eat late at night or have lots of liquids in your system, you're actually going to put pressure on the genitals. And that pressure is going to make you stimulated in an S3X way, but not like a real S3X. It's more just, I just feel stimulated. I want to get rid of it, as opposed to like a real attraction. There's a difference between my nervous system is stimulated and I'm pursuing S3X to relieve myself, to I'm attracted to someone and I'm going to pursue S3X because I want to explore that attraction. And I noticed the difference. Like, if you're smoking dope or drinking alcohol, your attraction isn't actually attraction. Your attraction is your nervous system is stimulated. And so you're using the other person to get off. That's why guys will notice, like, once they get clean and they stop doing all that stuff, they might even find what they're attracted to or who they're attracted to changes, because now real attraction has to be there. So no heavy foods, take the pressure off your genitals. And guys, I'm just going to say straight up, lose weight. Meaning if you're carrying around excessive body weight and you've got a ton of fat around you, that is going to make it harder to practice semen retention. It's going to make it harder to stick to your commitments, and it's definitely blocking your energy. So lose weight, get into shape, get your shit together. Number 4, use that energy. Semen retention is ultimately an energy cultivation practice. People want the energy crazy, they want to make sure they're not paying so much for their energy bills, and we want to be self-sufficient in energy, and we want to use energy in all kinds of efficient ways. But most people don't look at themselves as an energetic being. You are an energetic being. You are vibration. You are energy. And so therefore you need to use your energy. One of my spiritual teachers says, output is input. The more you use, the more you get. That's why people who work out more or who exercise more, they have more energy than people who don't. Right? Because the way you get more energy is to use the energy you have, and it's called the law of reciprocity. What you give, you get. If you give a lot of energy throughout your day, you'll notice that your body will accommodate that and will replenish you with good energy. So make sure that you're working out or that you've got some physical activity to use that energy in a physical way. And another way that we use our S3X energy is creative projects. Remember that S3X energy is creative energy. So when you're building your business and you're creating a business, you're using your S3X energy to do that. When you're getting projects done around the home or around the land, you're using your creative energy to do that. So Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich talks about 3 main potentials for S3X energy. One is the act of physical S3X, so pursuing S3X, pursuing intimacy, and then ultimately giving your energy to create life. The second is tremendous health and vitality, which he says there is nothing matched on the planet than semen. Meaning all the best proteins, enzymes, and nutrients and life force are in your S3X energy. It is the essence of who you are. And so therefore, the more that you keep that energy within yourself, there is nothing better for regeneration of your cells, regeneration of your organs, clearing and detoxifying the body, and putting you into an alkaline state, which essentially makes you protected from disease and sickness. And the third aspect is creativity put into higher thought processes. And the only way to accumulate wealth, the only way to have an exciting life, the only way to pursue a creative lifestyle and not be victim to the lifestyle that our overlords are just trying to push on you, the 9-to-5 grind, the Monday to Friday, the working, but never getting anywhere. To break free from that, you have to think different. Understand you don't outwork to a better life. If it was true that hard work equaled a more abundant, prosperous and happy life, most people would be rich, abundant, happy. But most people are not, and they're working all the time. It's because it's not working hard that does the trick in this world. It's how you think. And the only way to actually create stronger or better thought processes is you have to have the energy and focus to learn, meaning you have to be a good student. You have to be able to read. You have to be able to retain information. You'll have to be intuitive. And it's the higher thought process that actually allows the results to happen. Number 5, no stimulating images or blue light at least 1 hour before bed, meaning stop scrolling on social media, stop watching Netflix right before you go to bed, stop playing video games right before you go to bed. Why? Because all of that's stimulating your mind. All of that is giving you dopamine, and dopamine is a motivator. So people are doing that right before bed, then they come to bed, and then their mind goes crazy and they can't fall asleep. They're like, I don't know why I need to fall asleep. Maybe I should go to the doctor and take a pill because that's what this world is teaching. No, just shut off the entertainment. Get into bed and read or learn to be silent. And again, it's just like the first principle, except that when you first do this, you might have a bunch of sleepless nights because you're not used to actually going to sleep in a natural way. You know, many of us have been introduced to video games and to high dopamine scenes and lights from movies and television and stimulation right before bed. It's a bad habit. And now that habit is causing so much sleep problems. And sleep problems causes so much other problems. Low energy, foggy mind, and eventually health problems and breakdown. Why? Because sleep is when you regenerate. Sleep is when you grow. Anybody knowing that if you come through my Powerhouse Man training program, in pillar number 2, there's a whole workshop on how to increase testosterone naturally. And one of the ways to increase testosterone naturally is to sleep well. Now, of course, as you first practicing, you might reduce the sleep, but you'll also notice when you get really good sleep, you don't need to sleep as much. Because all you're doing is recharging yourself. Sleep is no different than like if you have a rechargeable battery and you're putting that battery into the little container to recharge it. That's what sleep is. It's the time for you to recharge yourself. So you have to get good sleep, but you don't have to get a lot of it. You've got to get good quality sleep. So no stimulating images. And I guess I'll give you, a bonus one, because I'm just thinking of it right on the spot, is get outside. If you actually get up before the sun rises and get outside and watch the sun come up, and as the sun dips down, you get outside and watch the sun go down, your hormones are connected to the cycles of the sun and the moon. Remember, you are part of a major system that's going on. And you could try to deviate from that system, but the more you deviate from that system, the more problems you're going to have. Who's going to win, the micro or the macro? The macro. The macro is way more powerful than you. So when you look at the sun coming up and going down, your hormones actually get triggered in your part of the world. Oh, it's nighttime, it's rest time, and it will begin to help you sleep. Let me know what you took away from today's video. Leave in the comments below some of the things that you can do so that you're going to do and that you're going to, because all of this is great information, but it only works if you take action. So let me know in the comments what you plan on taking action on so that you can actually get the results and the best results from your semen retention practice. And I would suggest if you really want to take it up a level and you're serious about learning about this and really implementing it, then go book some time with me. My calendar is in the description below, and you've got the free transmutation guide as a free program to get started. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so you never miss a video. I'll see you on the next video.